Volker Turk also says that Russian forces have committed war crimes. The United Nations Chief of Human Rights said that Russia was a comprehensive failure for taking sufficient measures to protect civilians in Ukraine, and that the Russian forces committed war crimes. The UN High Commissioner for Human Rights Volker said on Tuesday that monitoring his office showed gross violations international human rights law, serious violations international human law, and war crimes by forces Russian Federation, especially forces Russian Federation. In addition to Russia's invasion of Ukraine in February last year, 142 civilians have been executed since detainees, including sexual violence, torture and ill treatment. Turk told Human Rights Council in Geneva. Human Rights Council. The situation in Ukraine seems to have been added a constantly suffering lien and tired by multiple crises that we encountered attention of world. Russia. Sufficient measures to protect civilians nor civil infrastructure attacks against the effects of the attacks said. Both countries, especially Russia's armed forces, should comply with international human rights and human law. He added, he should stop the use of explosive weapons in popular areas with wide space effects and map. The replacement of mines, he said. On Tuesday, Russian Defense Minister Sergei Shoigu said that since beginning of what Moscow calls the special military operation in Daki in Ukraine, Russian forces have put a minefield 7,000 meters for 2,000 kilometers. During a meeting with Russian President Vladimir Putin and senior defense officials, Shoigu said Russia has increased its tank production 5.6 times. Ukraine's army feels even more pressure on front due to the support of US and some European countries. After efforts gathering military and political support through visits on both sides of Atlantic, Ukrainian President Volodymyr Zelensky could not persuade US Congress to approve $60 billion support in Brussels. Hungarian Prime Minister Viktor Orban prevented approximately €50 billion Kiev allocation for Kiev in help. However, European Union invited Ukraine to open membership talks last week, despite objections of Orban, who argued that European Union should be rescued for current members. British Foreign Minister David Cameron expressed his loyalty to Ukraine on Tuesday, said, Britain and France became the loyal supporters of Ukraine. We will continue the process. President Vladimir Putin is very important because he lost and lost, Cameron said. Cameron, after the talks with French counterpart Catherine Colonna in Paris, Cameron said that allies should work together to gather economic power and this commitment payment as the allies leaving Russian economy one or more behind. Neither Cameron nor Colonna announced a new help to Ukraine in his comments to reporters. Since the beginning, two countries have been working together to ensure that the Russian aggression has no